What's good, lads and ladettes? Welcome to another episode of ABC Always Be Baking. Today we're going to be making sort of like a New York style pizza, kind of while I just wave my hands around like an idiot. So anyway, let's get started. Snap! So the dough. We're going to start off with 600 milliliters of warm water, about a teaspoon of yeast, and a tablespoon of sugar. Nothing really too special here. We're going to give them 10 minutes to get to know each other, and we'll come back after that. Cool. Now that we've given our yeast mixture some time, let's start actually making the dough. We're going to toss in about 800 grams of bread flour into a large bowl. I know that's a lot, but it'll make about 4 decently sized pizzas, so might as well. Let's throw in our yeast mixture, a tablespoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Don't worry, my yeast didn't bloom, but it's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure it's alive, I just didn't have the water warm enough. Now, bread flour is going to give the crust a nice chewy texture, so get some if you can, but otherwise all-purpose flour will do fine. Then after that, we'll just mix this all up until we've got a workable dough, and once we're there, we can plop it onto our work surface. Now we're going to want to knead this for about 10 minutes or so until we get a nice supple dough that doesn't tear when you stretch it. You can use a stand mixer for this, but mine's actually not big enough for the amount of dough I'm trying to make. No biggie, we'll do it live. And make sure you move your bowl out of frame. Good work. Now I know, I've made brownies, cookies, and now pizza. All pretty easy things. You're probably asking, why don't you make something that actually takes skill?
That would be a perfect save.
I can't. I've tried it and I've failed.
Why does everyone expect it to...
Alright, well I'm not going to make you watch me knead the dough for 10 minutes, but this is what it'll look like. With a sharp knife, cut it into 4 equal pieces. Roll them in the balls and put them in the well-oiled containers. The containers should be big enough to hold them after the dough is doubled or even tripled in size. Now I recommend letting them proof in the fridge for at least a day up to a week. They'll just get better as time goes by. I'll make this and just eat pizza for dinner throughout the week like an absolute animal. Welcome to tomorrow. Now I've got the oven preheating to 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 260 degrees Celsius. While that's going, let's get started on the sauce. I toss in a normal sized can of tomato sauce, a tablespoon or so of tomato paste, a few shakes of crushed red pepper, kosher salt, freshly ground pepper, bit of basil, and a dash of oregano. Of course, you can't forget the secret ingredient, which is cat hair. I think he's attracted to the smell of onions, which is lethal to him. So yeah, a couple glugs of olive oil, a glug more maybe. And then we're gonna crush a couple cloves of garlic and chop about half an onion. We'll throw it in there and just blitz it. Now you're probably asking, why are we making pizza? You know, if there's a big game on or something, you always just pick up the phone, right?
Bonjour, Domino's.
Pizza's Italian.
Look, this is just way cheaper and much better than delivery. Plus, you're not making anything. I am. So just keep watching the video or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's get the dough shaped. You can see it's risen quite a bit in the fridge. You can flatten it out with a rolling pin or do what I'm about to start doing. Or if you're feeling confident, throw it in the air and spin it. I don't know, man. Whatever floats your boat or flattens your dough. Point is, shape your dough in whatever you're putting it on. I'm using this pizza tray. If you've got a pizza stone, that's probably preferable. Cool, let's add some sauce and the cheese. We're going to go with about 4 tablespoons of the sauce we made. You want to make sure not to oversauce it. Give it a good spread, and then we're going to add some low moisture, high fat mozzarella. And then some Parmesan to shake things up a bit. Now, I could honestly just watch this cook for days, but unfortunately, you're only supposed to cook it for 10 minutes. Now, lads, you know I didn't forget. Gotta hit it with a dab of basil. Now, just give it about 10 minutes to cool. Then we'll slice it, and you're ready to enjoy. Hey, the pizza's ready. Look, the pizza's ready. Let's go. Now that is just a beautiful looking pizza right there. A lot of nice colors on it. Let's give it a taste. The verdict, delicious of course. The sauce just has so many different flavors. It's so rich with all the herbs and spices that we put into it. The cheese is crispy and the crust is chewy but still crunchy. So give it a shot, lads. Let me know how it goes. It's a pretty simple recipe and it's a great excuse to have pizza 4 times in a week.